Bob Miglani, best-selling author of Embrace the Chaos. Today, I'm joined with Fauzia Burke. Fauzia, hello.
Hi, Bob. How are you? I'm so excited to be talking with you and talking to our BK community. I'm a big fan and an author, so
Wonderful.
Happy to be here with everyone.
Yes, wonderful. So Fauzia has agreed by begging and pleading to be a speaker for us for the 2020, my God, 2020 book marketing conference that we're holding in Princeton, New Jersey, April 21st and 22nd. It's a Tuesday and Wednesday, 21st and 22nd. And Fauzia is going to be one of our awesome speakers. This video, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask Fauzia to introduce herself, share with us who she is, what she does. Number two, to share what she's going to be talking about, what she's going to be speaking about at this conference, the book marketing conference, to help you sell more books. And then third is to share with us a tip that you can use today as an author to start selling and making money on your books and your products and services that you sell. So Fauzia, take it away. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Fauzia Burke. I'm the founder and president of a company called FSB Associates. We're an internet marketing firm, book publicity firm. We publicize books online and offline. And this year we're going to celebrate our 25th year in business, which is
awesome.
Crazy. Yeah, so exciting. Awesome. And I can't be more excited to be at the BK conference, and no begging required. I love being there. BK has been a wonderful, not only have they been my client, but they've also been my publisher, because I published with them a book called Online Marketing for Busy Authors. So that's sort of what I do. And then I also do consulting with authors, helping them build their brand, their platform, getting them ready for the launch of their book. Obviously, the thing we're best known for is online publicity. That's kind of what we're best known for.
I know you for that because we worked together.
Yes,
with Fauzia for 3-4 months before my book launch. And we were able to get the Washington Post bestseller list. So
we did, and people loved your book. It was a fresh idea at the time.
Oh, wonderful. No, so I've got firsthand experience working with Fauzia. Yeah.
Thank you. And then last, was it 2 years ago, we actually launched a new startup called PubSite, which was built as it's kind of like Wix or Squarespace or WordPress, but built just for authors. So it's a platform that helps you build websites, and it's free to set up, and then it's $19.99 a month which includes hosting. So it's very economical. Yes. In all honesty, we used to spend, $3,000-4,000 for building a website, and now you can get it for free. So we launched that 2 years ago. So that's something that we're very excited about. So basically, our company really serves the needs of authors and helping them create their platform and promote their books.
Great, wonderful. Well, that's great. Now, so tell us. So that's great. So you're actually ideal because to talk to if you're talking about selling a book. If you're a new author who is going to be launching a book this year and next year, if you are a current author and you want to expand your book business, you're the person to talk to in terms of marketing it online. So tell us a little bit about is this what you're going to be speaking to us about at the conference in Princeton?
So I'm not going to talk about publicity in my session, but I'll be there the whole conference, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have and, all that kind of stuff. What I wanted to talk about, which I find that authors really need right now, is that what's happened in the last, 5 years, and even before that, is that authors have now become small business owners, right? Your book is your product, yourself, your experience, your expertise is your product, and everybody's selling it. And BK authors in particular really have to leverage their book, their platforms, their speaking engagements, their consulting services, their courses. There's so much going on. And so for a lot of authors who already have a full-time job, have a family, and are already busy writing books, this is a whole lot of extra work. And I find that authors get very frustrated by this, all this extra expectations on them, right? So the session that I'm going to be speaking about is actually 20 tools that will make the author's life easier.
Okay.
Because now that you're a small business person,
Yes.
technically your book is that business.
Yes.
You need tools to run that business.
Yes. Yes.
And there's so much that changes and grows and all of that. And the reason I wanted to talk about this piece is because this helps authors build their platform, right? Enhance their platform. And if you do this piece, the publicity is more successful.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to talk about this, because a lot of times, as you know, authors will sometimes think, oh, publicity didn't get me anything, or it's too expensive and all that.
Yes.
A lot of times, it's the piece that's missing is like having the author have enough of a platform that the media wants you.
Yes.
Right? That piece is really something important too.
Right.
An editor can look at an author's platform, their Twitter followers, their websites, and if your website is dated, they're not as inclined to have you on their show.
Yeah.
If your Twitter, if you're not on any social media and you can't help promote their platform, because everybody's sort of, in this symbiotic relationship,
yes.
It becomes a challenge. So that's what my section is.
So give me an example of some of those tools.
Yeah, so I'm a super nerd. Okay. So when we get on this channel, when we get to the session, you'll see how excited I am. So I'm talking about tools that help authors create content, whether it's graphics, or whether it's videos, whether it's slideshows, all of those kinds of things.
Yes.
New tools come on all the time. Yes. Some are free, some cost money.
Yes.
And I cannot tell you, Bob, it takes me days sometimes to look at like 5 different tools to pick the one that I think is worth it.
Yes.
So I'm trying to help authors kind of do all of that legwork for them so they can just kind of see the cream of the crop that I think is worth their time. So I'm going to have tools for creating graphics, creating all sorts of content.
Oh, graphics is so much work. It's so much work. I'm just redoing my site on speaking, and little logo to the photo, and it's so much work. You spend the entire day just fixing that. It's incredible.
It's crazy. It is totally overwhelming, and it's not even the end product. This is just step 1 to where you need to go. Exactly. So I have these programs that'll make that process easier for authors.
Okay.
So that I think is really good. Video is, as you know, so important now. Yes. There are programs that have AI built into it, so it helps you make the videos faster.
Great.
So some of those things. I'm also going to have tools for how to share the content you do create.
Yes.
What do you do with it? Because you obviously need to constantly be sharing things and also collaborating. A lot of times, as you've noticed now, we all work in teams.
Yes.
Whether it's a freelance team, whether it's your publisher, whether it's your PR people, whatever, everybody has to collaborate. We all have to share and resources and things. So I talk about that piece because I think that if you pick the right tools, it makes things a lot easier.
Absolutely.
When I talk about project management tools, there's a million of them. Some of them are so overwhelming that learning it becomes a job.
Yes.
So I'm picking the ones that I think will be helpful for authors. So those kinds of things, organizing, research, all of those kinds of elements of it.
Right. So the idea is, the why of this is that, as I sense it, is so there's a new author. All right. So I'm a new author, Fauzia, and I've got to launch my book. I want to become a bestseller. I want to get my idea out. I want to be heard. I want to become an influencer. I want to be known. Where do you begin? I mean, how do you begin with, is it, starting with the site, at least just getting your author site, if you don't already have one? And if you do, what should you be thinking about in terms of tools to get going, to increase your business this year?
That's exactly right. So I think the important thing for authors is when you become a new author, everything feels equally important and equally overwhelming, right? Everyone has ideas, right? You talk to one person, they have an idea, you talk to someone else. So it's really important in your head to have a plan that you need to execute. And then other people's ideas can come in, but you don't want to scatter yourself, and think, oh my God, I've got to do all these different things.
Yes.
So the most important thing is the sort of the base of your platform is mobile friendly, secure website where you can blog.
Yes.
Like that's step one. You've got to be able to do it.
Yes.
Preferably, you should be able to do it yourself and
Yes.
update it yourself. Because
Got
the days of reaching out to a webmaster,
Yeah.
waiting 3 days to get one thing changed is gone.
Yes.
The second thing I would say for authors that's really important, and it's one of the tools that I talk about, is having a mailing list.
Mm.
You know, a mailing list is the single most important asset for an author. And I think it becomes one of those things that authors don't know what to do, where to go, who's going to sign up for it.
Yes.
It's fine if it slowly grows, but you need one.
Right, because Fauzia, I mean, I don't want to interrupt your flow, but as a new author, you say, well, my gosh, where do I even begin? Oh, well, I've got these fans on Twitter or on Facebook. Are they my mailing list? I mean,
they're not at this point, but the thing with social media, it's very sexy.
Yes.
We all talk about it a lot, but it's really not as effective as your mailing list.
Yes.
You know, people are much more inclined to buy your book from a mailing list than from social media.
Got it.
So what you want to do is actually try to get as many of those fans, if you have them, onto your mailing list so you can control it. Because really, you and I don't control Twitter or Facebook. They can take our account down anytime.
Right.
So mailing list is really important. And then I think it's important for an author to pick 2, maybe 3 platforms on social media and limit it.
Got it.
Because you can't be all things to all people.
Yes.
And so, if you're enjoying it and this is your fun thing, it's fine.
Right.
But if you're doing it for business, you want to be focused, you want to be consistent, those kinds of things.
So that's what you're going to be covering in Princeton in our book marketing workshop, is really looking at these tools to reduce our overwhelming feeling of, oh my gosh, I have to do so much to get my book and to do my marketing, to reduce that complexity, I suppose, and tools to make your life a little easier.
Yes, exactly. So my idea is to streamline the chaos.
Yes, great. I love it.
to choose your word, but really it is kind of feeling overwhelming and chaotic.
It is.
And for new authors and experienced authors. Because the thing is, the new authors, everything is new, so you have to kind of set everything up for yourself.
Yes.
But then once you're experienced, you think, okay, I've got everything nailed.
Yes.
I'm cruising.
Yes.
And then all these new things start coming on, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So you start having to reassess what you need to do, how often you need to do it, and all that. So that's why the tools are so important.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, this is a very interesting thing because I get messages. Tools are very important, actually, very, very important. And we're going to be talking about. I'm here with Fauzia. We're talking about a Princeton book marketing conference, Barrett Color Marketing Conference. We're having Authors Conference, April 21, 22. We're talking about tools and strategies around tools to use that Fauzia is going to be sharing with us to make our life a lot easier. Because I find, Fauzia, the overwhelmingness factor is pretty big on me right now because my 14-year-old daughter just signed me up for Instagram. I don't know why. I didn't want to do it. And I just LinkedIn. I do a lot of, LinkedIn videos and YouTube. I did Facebook for a little bit, but it's like this Instagram, and it's like, oh my gosh, another thing to add. I just want it simple. I want it streamlined. And so it's really challenging to do that. So I'm looking forward to your session. I don't want you to give away anymore, but I want, I'm really looking forward to your session about how tools can streamline and make our process easier to become a best-selling author.
Yeah, I have this thing that I'm going to say at the conference, which is that it's 20 tools. Yes. I think it'll be 20, maybe there'll be a bonus.
Yes.
And then 3 promises. And my promise is at least one of the tools will validate your choice. Yes. So maybe you've already been using it and I can tell you it's the best one, don't change.
Right.
The second one is that at least one of them will be brand new to you. You've never heard of it before.
Okay.
And the third promise is that at least one of them will change your life.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. So that's a real practical session, Fauzia.
Very practical. Show and tell.
I love it. I can't wait to be in Princeton, to see you in Princeton. All right, before we go, Fauzia, I want you to give the audience, the authors, the new authors, the experienced authors, one tip that they can use right now in their home, in their office to promote their books, to market their books, to market their speaking and their products? One tip.
Yeah, so I would say the most important thing for authors to understand is that your branding, your own marketing is something that the publisher may direct you, may say, go do it, but it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
So that's the first honest truth that you've got to just own and
Yeah.
go, nobody's coming to help you.
Yeah.
This is you. This is on you.
Yes.
So understanding that is really important. And the reason that the branding piece is important is because it makes you more attractive to readers,
Yes.
to the media,
Yes.
to speakers, to potential business partners, for all of those things. So yes, it's a lot of work,
Yes.
totally. And
Right.
it's, it can feel overwhelming. But if you do it in the right way, which I will walk you through, it will help you in ways that you can't even imagine right now. So I would just say, start small, be practical, but then be consistent. So I have this formula that I use with my clients. It's called design plus engagement plus visibility equals success.
Yes.
And design is actually how you look online, what your website looks, what social media you're on, what they look, whether they're all consistent, all those kinds of things. That's the design piece. Step one.
Got it.
Step two is building engagement. So, posting things, making a newsletter, blogging, all of those kinds of things. And then the third step is actually visibility, which is publicity and advertising. So if you do it in that step-by-step order, everything is more successful. A lot of authors, I think they just get so excited. They're like, oh, my book's coming out, let's do publicity.
Yes.
But you need that step one and step two as well. So that's my
That's wonderful. I love it. I love that tip. And actually, it's very practical because at the Barrett Kohler, at the BK Authors Nonfiction Book Marketing Workshop in Princeton, New Jersey, April 21, 22, this is exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going
it's going to be great.
All those tools that Fauzia gives us and all the other learnings and lessons and tips and advice, and put it all together in a plan that we're going to be executing together as a community, and that you're going to own as an author, as a new author and as an experienced author moving forward in making your book successful. So Fauzia, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob.
And we look forward to seeing you on April 21st and 22nd in Princeton.
I can't wait. Princeton is a cool town, and I can't wait to be in that college town again. It's wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you.